Well, the mantra really is just keep pounding. It is what it
Panther
is.
fans, welcome to the Panthers Report. This is where passion meets the playbook here on the Panthers Report here for our second video. Hope you guys enjoyed that introduction video welcoming to the channel. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Panthers Report. Just got a quick report on Austin Corbett, of course, the center for the Carolina Panthers. He won the center position to the surprise of really no one. Austin Corbett will win the center position as the Panthers prepare to take on the Houston Texans this weekend. They got joint practices down in Houston, and they already announced a key position filled with Austin Corbett, as you can see on the screen. He will be the starting center, key position, because of course this is Bryce Young's protector, the protector of the quarterback right here, the center of the line. And yeah, it was announced that he's the center. It says the competition for the starting center spot is over. And this article is, of course, Darren Gannett, writer for the Carolina Panthers. It says the competition for the starting center spot is over. Panthers head coach Dave Canales said Monday the team was moving forward with veteran Austin Corbett in the middle after he and Cade Mays had competed throughout the spring. It was really no surprise on who was going to win this position. It says Corbett, who would turn 30 prior to the season, to the start of the regular season, started at center for the first 5 games last year before he was lost to a torn biceps. We talked to Austin and we talked to Cade. They both did a great job. Canella said, Austin Corbett's going to be our starting center. We decided to make that decision knowing that this week going to Houston with the joint practice and then having the game, we felt like those reps just kind of solidifying who's the starter going to be with Bryce Young. It's a good time to kind of transition to where he's getting more of those reps versus splits. And yes, of course, only 3 preseason games, so you want to make those decisions so guys can already be filled in their position on the team, already know that they are going to be the starter. That gives them a clear mind, but it also helps if they don't know as well, because then that keeps them on their toes, keeps them competing, especially going down to Houston. Didn't go well in a lot of areas for the Panthers in the Browns game last week in Charlotte. So the starting, this right here is another good measuring test for the Panthers playing a solid team. We're going to see what, especially, I know we're talking about the offensive side of the ball, but we're going to see what the defense can do as well as in terms of stopping the run, getting to CJ Stroud or whoever plays, or, and not even just the game, just the joint practices, because I'm sure they'll have joint scrimmages and things like that. And you'll probably see more action in those joint scrimmages than you will in the game Saturday afternoon. So you probably won't see much Saturday afternoon. So it's important because Houston doesn't have a strong offensive line. And so that's going to be key for the Panthers to see how much they can take advantage of the fact that the Texans don't have a strong offensive line. This is going to show us where the Carolina Panthers are. Back to this article, Canales described the competition as really close, but cited Corbett's experience and leadership as a factor. Always important. I mean, it was a really close competition. And I think Corbett just kind of brings a level of leadership that just kind of edged him out, in my opinion, Canales said. So again, competition brings out the best in both guys. And I was really proud of the way that they competed. Corbett came here as a free agent in 2022 after winning a Super Bowl with the Rams and started out 17 games at guard, but tore his ACL in the finale against New Orleans. His rehab lasted into the next year when he came back He got 4 games in before an MCL injury on the same knee. So, man, hoping that Corbett can stay healthy because, 2023 was not a good year for Bryce Young, especially his rookie year and getting sacked as many times as he did. So, hopefully he can stay healthy this year. It says Mays, originally a 6th-round pick here in 2022, was released at the initial cuts to the 53 and spent time on the Giants practice squad. But he came back after Corbett was injured and started 8 games down the stretch in the middle at a time when the offense was at its best. Yes, last season the offense was flourishing, and that's always refreshing to hear, remembering that, Corbett was out, but Mays was in there doing his thing. It says Canella said he'll now remain as the backup center in depth at guard. The Panthers are thin there at the moment. Yeah, that's not a good sign, as Damian Lewis, who's injured with a shoulder, and Chandler Zavala knee are out with injuries, and Robert Hunt ankle left practice briefly Monday and got his ankle taped, but finished his scheduled work. So a lot of injuries on the offensive line. And we need as much help at that position as we can get, because we got to protect Bryce. He's not a huge guy. We got to protect Bryce at all costs. So we need them dudes to be healthy and ready to go. So whatever it takes, keep them ready. It says Mays is part of a deep and versatile group, and that's important always, but especially when injuries stack up. The Panthers finished practice Monday with Brandon Walton and Jatari Carter and Hunt and Lewis respective spots with the ones. He's going to be all across the line, Canella said of Mays. He's our backup center for now, and he can play guard, so he's a really valuable, really important piece of what we're doing. So that's what the coach had to say. Again, Corbett named a starter, and like I said, it's important going into this Texans game, this Texans scrimmage joint practices, because they don't have a strong line. So we're going to see what we can do there, and we got to push the issue, honestly, on our offense. Get our run game going, getting those guys reps to making sure that Bryce Young is protected, and we're comfortable there, because I like the offense, but the offensive line really, really needs to be good and healthy. If not, it's going to be a problem, and I'm hoping it's not an issue. So we're going to touch on more areas of the Panthers team, give more updates, but we just want to update you on that. Again, we got our starting center, to no surprise, so shouts out to that, and shouts out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming in here for the Panthers Report. And remember, never forget, always continue every day. Keep pounding.
Well, the mantra really is just keep pounding. It is what it is.